Welcome back, everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at how we can make something else that's a little bit more of a science fiction lamp here. This is actually pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to delete this here, and I always go for simple. Let's go ahead and create a UV sphere, and let's ramp this up. That's 32 segments is pretty good, but just to make it a little bit more smooth, we'll make it 64. Let's tab into we'll tab into edit mode, and what we'll do is we're going to remove these faces right here. So let's hop into face select, and that's just actually right click anywhere where you're going to select it here. Sometimes Blender can be a little bit finicky with its selections here, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and push delete, and of course we want to delete faces. Now this may take a few times here, but what we'll do is we will simply delete this again. You can push X or delete, by the way, and you can see here that we're almost there. We're going to push B to box select, and we're going to push X faces, and I keep on pushing V instead of B, so you want to make sure you do that as well. Now at this point you can probably just select the remainder here. That's actually another reason why you want to work with low poly, is because sometimes you just have to select all these faces like this, and it becomes less tedious. Okay, we'll just delete that here, and we'll delete the faces here like that. And while we're at it, we will delete all of these like this. And we'll delete the faces. There we go. So you're probably wondering why we've done this here, but this could be a light, right? We would just simply put the light in here and everything works out. Now in order to make this a little bit cooler, let's go ahead, and I'm actually just going to try and push B for box select. I'll see if I can actually get all these, and I got them all. Sometimes that doesn't happen. So there's two things you can do actually. You can just simply move this up like that, which looks really cool when you think about it. And then if you really wanted to, you could extrude this down so it's kind of like a little stand there, and you can even scale that out like that. In fact, that actually looks pretty cool. We can move this up and scale it out even more. And yeah, that actually looks really cool. But you can see there's a bit of a problem there. So I'm just going to undo all of that here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually do this here. I'm going to just simply move this up here by pushing E to extrude and then scaling it out and then like that. So the light would in theory go in there. And going back to the last tutorial about lights, sometimes you can, if you really want cool shadows to happen, you can put the light within there, and even though it's more costly from a CPU point of view, it can create some cool effects. So you can put the light in there. What it will do is it will shadow that out here. Now, one of the things we can do is let's just type in 3 for a second on the numpad. Let's rotate this along the y-axis, and let's just type in actually, what we need to do is let's go into object mode. All right, we'll do rotate along, I believe, yeah, the y-axis, and we'll just do 20. Actually, that's not the right one. So rotate along the x-axis, 20. There we go. So this is at an angle here, and 20 seems a bit too much. So rotate, push X, and we'll make it 10. So something like that actually looks really cool. In fact, if we hop back into edit mode, you can see that that actually looks pretty cool. And then if we hop back here, we can actually, if we go and actually, let's see if we can do this box select thing again. See if I can get them all, and I got them all. Wonderful. All right, and then we can go and extrude this down. In fact, we should select the underside here, extrude it. So we could do that if we want. Or we can actually just select all of these here. So we'll just push B to box select. We got that. And there we go. And we should unselect all of these and it might take a bit of time to do. But again, sometimes deselecting can be a pain, and you can see why I like working with low polys, because again, you can deselect this. It's a much more easy time. So what we're going to do is we're just simply going to extrude it and rotate that so that we could in theory set this up. Because what happens when you put this in a game engine, if you attach physics to it, which is actually pretty standard in game engines, what ends up happening is that if it is lopsided, it will topple over. So let's just go down and we'll just extrude this here, and we'll kind of extrude this here, and need to rotate that, and we can just simply rotate it like that. And if you push shift, you can do small movements here, and yeah, just move it up like that, and there we go. And so that is a pretty cool light. It's a little bit more science fiction, and you can even put a spotlight in there if you really wanted to. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.